it's Tammy, and I am going to be making for you the cutest grapevine wreath ever. This is the wreath supply box. This is part of the wreath supply box. So I'm actually going to be making this one for myself, I think. I love it so much. So I'm going to be doing what I like to call just a grapevine spread out wreath. It's just going to have the florals at the bottom, a bow, and then probably a smaller bow at the top. And we're going to make this look amazing, but we're going to make it as simple as we can. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my sign about 3/4 of the way up. We may be attaching down here and then one up here, like to where it's gonna, the florals are gonna cover this, and then the bow will cover that so it doesn't flop. So you have to be real careful when you're doing this, just because you've got to have the florals that are going to fan this way and this way, or they're going to be able to see all of the attachment points. Okay, so I'm just going to put, remember, I'm going to put them in there and over here. I'm going to do them as close as I can. Put them over here by this donkey. I don't want to put it too close to the edge because that metal will just come right through. But I am. Okay. I'm going to just pop a few holes in this little bad boy. Okay. And go ahead and put my floral wire in there. It may be too long, but I'd rather it be too long than too short. So I will fix that in just a few minutes whenever I attach it. And then the other parts, honest to goodness, with this whole wreath, this is the hardest part of the entire process. Other than just knowing what colors to match your ribbons and your florals to, attaching a sign is usually the hardest part of the whole project. Now, this is, I'm telling you right now, this is one of the stars of the show for this month. It is definitely a star of the show. One thing you want to do with this 60919 cousin is you need to make this little bad boy airy. All right, so now we've got a really good floral that we're going to be attaching. Now notice I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut it below the knuckle. The knuckle is the part where all the paper wrapping brought all of these twigs together. Notice there's 3 pieces to this flower stem, 1, 2, and 3. If I was to cut up into the knuckle right here, all that would become undone. So I always go below the knuckle, I pop it, and I set it over to the side. I call this a fresh spring fern because it looks like the forest. It just rained on the forest, and this bright new growth from the under floor of the forest always is the brightest green, and that's what this reminds me of. All right, so the next thing I'm going to cut, I like to prep all of my stuff before I start with the grapevine. That is one thing I will tell you. And this particular project makes it so easy to do that. We are not going to be using very many of these, but in the wreath supply box this month, we got several different things. This was more like a kit than a subscription box, but it is definitely just a subscription box. I don't want to say just because it is one of my favorite things, but this subscription box this month definitely had very coordinating pieces, and I am here for it. So these rose leaves I'm going to leave. Now, I have another one of these, and we're going to see if we need it. I've got it on standby, but I also have these airy ferns. It's like a leather leaf fern. I'm not going to use very many of these, but you need to save these because you're going to have some memorial pieces coming up, and you're going to want them, okay? Now, I already know I don't need all that length, so I'm going to go ahead and cut them. We're going to lay it off to the side. Not a big darn deal. Okay, believe it or not, we're over halfway done. The first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and make my bow. So I'm going to have at least a 12-inch tail. So I'm going to pinch it, twist it, and loop it. I want good airy tails. 8-inch tail, or 8-inch loops, I'm sorry. 8-inch loops is what I want. So pinch, twist, loop, pinch, twist, loop. All right. I need to make sure they're exact. This one is a little bit bigger, so I'm going to pull it, make sure it's exact. Okay. I'm going to do 2 more. Okay. So now we've got a 4-loop bow. I'm going to come down, and now we're going to start layering. Now this is the fun part of bow making. If you are not a person that can hold the ribbon, let me show you how I do it if I don't want to hold the ribbon. I take a pipe cleaner, and for right now, these don't need to be even. Well, you know what I mean. They don't need to be. So we're just going to start layering. I've got 4 loops. We're going to start layering. 12 inches, pinch, twist, loop. I just make sure those loops are not bigger than the other ones. I don't even measure. It's usually 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. But for all intents and purposes for this, I'm not measuring. And then here's the cool thing. You bring that down here, keep your hands pinched, open this up. Ta-da! Just like that. I'm going to set that over here. I'm going to set that over here because I need to make another bow in just a minute. So now I'm going to add a white layer. Now I love this linen. So it's got 12. I'm only going to do 2 layers on this one. Pinch, twist, loop, pinch, twist, loop. Just a shoelace bow. Pull it up, pull it up. I'm going to lay it right in here, just like this. You can, don't worry about the ribbon, the bow right now. You're going to fluff it. Don't get so caught up in the perfectionism of a bow when the loops are at least intact and they're twisted the right way. We're not going to do that, okay? So I'm going to do all of my pastels, and then I'm going to do this bold goldenrod. 12 inches, pinch, twist, loop. Just coming in to make sure it's a little bit smaller. Pinch, twist, loop. So in the end, these are going to end up being like 8, 7, 6, and 5. And that's okay too. You can do it. If you want to be a measurer, you can. I'm not measuring. And that's okay. Okay. Now for this process that I'm doing, you do want to use 20-inch pipe cleaners. It makes a lot more sense. Now if you see that one tail is longer than the other, there's your chance. Pull it. Pull it, pull it, pull it. Okay. Now the last one we're going to do is this gorgeous goldenrod. Fold it like a taco, cut it towards the sunshine. Measure out 12 inches. Pinch, twist, loop. Pinch, twist, loop. Just small ones, okay? About 4 to 5 inches. No bigger. Okay? Just like that. Now we've got this fantastic bow. It's not done yet. See that stack? We need to come in here and make that bow pop. So you got to turn it over and you got to cinch it from behind. So that wire, this wire was on top. You're going to make sure all of your bow is stacked together, nice and straight. You push it down, just like that. The bow is done. We just have to pop it in place. So I'm going to put this bow right smack dab in the middle of these mechanics. I am not going around the circumference. It will slip. Trust me, I know. It does slip. Okay, now look how pretty. I know it's not very pretty right now, but it will be with just a little bit of pulling. Now watch this come alive. I always start from the back. We use wired ribbon for a reason. Now watch this little bad boy come alive right before your eyes. You just warm that ribbon up. Turn it the way it needs to be. And there's no sense in doing this quite yet because I'm going to be real honest with you. We're getting ready to cause some chaos down here. So all these tails kind of need to be flipped anyway, okay? So you can do that, or you can leave it like this and see how that's a little bit loosey-goosey. We're going to fix that in the end. I assure you this will not be moving in the end. Because what I do, and this is just something I've done over the years, I have found that when you do them to a grapevine like this, they like to flop. So after I get it attached, that is when I come in with a big fat zip tie. And I boss that little sucker around, little stinker. And now look, no loosey-goosiness, none. We got it. So I get it put together, and then I go ahead with what needs to happen. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. This is the quickest process once we got that done. We're going to come in here over to the left, and we're going to pretend it's algebra. What we do to the left, we're going to do to the right. And then we got to fill in the middle and the top. Okay. Now we're going to come in with another piece of foundation, which are these rose leaves. These are going to be hiding out. We're just going to lay them right in the go-between of that fern. See how that blends so pretty together? It just makes it look like it's supposed to be there, and it's all one cohesive piece, when in fact it's not. I'm just lifting up a leaf of that fern. Oh my goodness, I love it so much already. Now I do want some color in here, but before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and add my fern, and I may not use all this. I'm just telling y'all right now, I may not. I love it. I love it. Okay, we're going to come around clockwise. We're just going to fit it in. It's all about the texture. Notice we have the smooth, the rough texture of the grapevine, then the smooth texture of the ribbon, and now you're coming in with a little bit of roughness again, but it's just a beautiful, beautiful design. And I could leave it just like this, just the bow and leave it. I'm not doing that. I kind of wanted to keep it simple. Now, did you see me just tear that apart? That's the easiest part about these 60919 lookalikes. Get your glue on it. Now we're coming in at 5 o'clock. Right like it. These are going to spread out and be gorgeous. Gorgeous, my friends. Cut below the knuckle. Do not forget, do not cut that knuckle. Look how pretty that is already. It needs some more color over here. We're going to go ahead and go in with that big bow up top. Nothing big, nothing dramatic. Calm down. 7-inch loop. Pinch, twist, loop. Pinch, twist, loop. Okay? Now I'm going to do 3 loops, not 4. I am not doing 4 loops. just a little tail, pinch, twist, loop, pinch, twist, loop, just like that. Gonna cut it, just lay it right on top, pinch, twist, loop, pinch, twist, loop, okay? Right there, right there. Pinch, twist, loop, pinch, twist, loop. Smaller loops going down each time. Okay. No, I'm pretty sure I can just grab that. Oh, I can. Okay. Now all I'm going to do is this. I am going to dovetail. All right. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with this. Obsessed. Okay. So just like this. Now something I do like to do at this part. Now some people don't do this, but I do. When it's a wreath like this, I do come in and I hot glue. You don't have to, I just do it. I hot glue the side ribbons up away from that sign. I want the sign to be the main event. So I just do those base ribbons and get them up out of there. So y'all, if you want to learn more about how I'm creating this step by step and more what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, I give step-by-step instructions, way more step-by-step instructions in the creative coaching. I have to lay it sideways so you guys can see it. All right, y'all. Be blessed and have a great month.